Hey guys, you know something? I'm just a builder, man. That's all. Just a builder. All right, guys, I'm back here. This is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder, coming here to try to build builders one day at a time. Guys, I always get, people always call me. I get a lot of phone calls on a daily basis. And I have someone, they would call me and they would want me to go out and look at a property and, hey man, can you check this right here out for me? Can you look at this house and tell me whether or not it's a good idea? I can look at it, but why am I looking at it? I am a home builder. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a structural engineer. Guys, if you want to figure out, you got a lot of people that are doing these house flips now. This thing has become very popular where you have a lot of, they watch these TV programs where you have the house flips. And man, we can make some money. I get a lot of people coming to me, man, you can make some money. Woo, woo, woo. They just, you a builder, you got your home builder's license and you can do this and we can do this right here. And they go out and look at, they want to flip these houses. They want to rent them out or whatever it is they want to do. But I suggest that if you see a structure or a house that may look like it's kind of been there a while and you want to fix it up or remodel, the first person you need to reach out to and call is not a builder. You need to call a structural engineer. And they're going to charge you to come out there too. They're going to charge you to come out there and evaluate those sites. Because if I go out there as a builder, that's wasting my time. Because here's the thing, guys. I don't know if some people don't understand the duties of a builder. My job as a builder is to take the plan. You give me a set of blueprints. Now that blueprint that you have should have already been either drawn up by an architect who's licensed to deal with load calculations and things like that, an engineer, or a home designer. See, when they draw these plans up, they give me the plans, and I simply take what I see on those plans and make sure it gets done according to what's on those plans. Those guys are also licensed too, and they carry a general liability insurance of no telling how many millions. So, and then they have a P. And in most cases, the engineers are going to have a stamp. They're going to stamp those plans. They're going to say, "Hey, this right here meets my standards." But as a builder, I can go out there and I can look at code. So things that match up with code. So if I see something, I say, hey, we need to do this right here, but we do it straight by the code. Yes, I can do those things. But if you got structural issues, man, if you got houses and stuff that you need, guys, the first person you guys need to call is a structural engineer. Worst case scenario, call the builder and say, you can call the builder and say, hey, do you have a structural engineer? You can refer to me and I'll send you that structural engineer. But guys, I'm just a builder. Builders don't do that. Home builders, no, they don't do that. Don't make us do that. And if I go out there and I design, say for instance, I see something, oh man, we can do this right here. And then I come up with a design and I do it myself. That's what you call malfeasance. That means I'm operating in a capacity that I'm not legally able to operate in. So that's one thing, man. So we're just builders, guys. And I get that a lot, guys. I get people always calling me. I get a lot of phone calls, people calling me and asking me to go out and look at this. What I think about this right here. Really, to be honest with you, I don't think anything about when I go see projects, especially guys. And here's another thing: there's a difference between new construction builders and remodels. There's a big difference. Remodels are going to approach a structure totally different than the way a new residential home builder will approach that item. If you call me to look at something, because I'm so used to doing things, like I'm used to building, putting the footings in, starting fresh, just land. You just give me land. I'm used to going out there building that item or that structure. Well, if you give me a remodel, somebody like me, I would tear that thing all the way down. I won't save you any money. Even right now, I'm doing a project with the guy that I know right now, man, and heck, he's even helping me. It's more like a remodel. It's a remodel / addition, so it's kind of both of them in the same. But I'm having to lean heavily on him to help me, so I just won't tear the whole thing down and start all over again. He knows where that good breaking point is. So guys, when you come to me, guys, hey, if you come to me and ask me to go look at, call an engineer. Call your engineer. Just thought I'd put that out there. Also, there's another difference, something else I wanted to kind of talk about too. Even when you go out there and you start dealing with the structure of things, you got to, as a builder, there's a difference between framers and carpenters. As a builder, now one thing I do understand, so I don't have to be an engineer to not understand load, because all of that stuff is in the code book. If you guys go to the International Residential Code book, spans, how far ceiling joists can span, floor and joists can span, footings, foundations, all of those things. Now, I can look at those things and tell. And that's what a framer, on the flip side, a framer and a builder should be able to look at something and tell how the loads are supposed to be distributed on that structure. Typically, loads start all the way at the top of the structure and goes all the way down. And you have to have a clear path where that load can go all the way to the ground, to the footing. Now, we should be able to understand that. But just because you see a person that's a carpenter, we're doing a job right now, just because those people are carpenters, that don't mean they are framers, guys. All carpenters are not framers, okay? Just because you know how to put cabinets and stuff together, do trim work, that don't make you a framer. A framer understands loads. Now, that's one thing I've been battling with here in Alabama. I think that the Home Builders Licensing Board, we should make it mandatory that framers have to be licensed too. They need to be licensed. Just like your mechanical, electrical, and plumbers, there should be a framing license. Because, we hire these guys to go out there and frame. These guys just attach lumber. All they're doing is the carpenters that attach lumber together. No loads. They're not, guys, I wish I could just show you some of the pictures, guys. Golly. They're not they don't understand loads. And a lot of these guys, they just out here, they have learned one way to build 20 years ago. Because, guys, if you notice that, even if you deal in the Hispanic world, the third and fourth generation, they've been Americanized. They're not working. They don't want to get out here and work either. So the generation, the first and second generations are the ones that we have to try to get a lot of this stuff done with. And a lot of times you're going to have an English barrier. So that's where the English barrier is going to come in at. In a lot of cases, the best way to do it is to do what the production builders do. The production builders they just do these cookie cutter homes that there's a span. They use what they call roof trusses, and the roof trusses span from one side of the house all the way to the other side of the house. So that everything that happens on the inside, you don't have to worry about it. So it's foolproof. You just kind of frame up the interior any kind of way you want to. If you get a wall off, it don't really matter because the the trusses are spanning from one side of the house all the way to the other side of the house. So now you gotta everything that goes in the house has to be foolproof. You gotta put LVP down to foolproof that because the subs, that sand and finish is too many stages and processes they gotta go through, and they gotta get every last one on right. So you gotta foolproof these things. You gotta use engineered stuff to make. Well, I'm not saying the engineered stuff is not better because I actually think the LVP is better. But what I'm saying is throughout the whole house, even with the insulation, you almost have to spray foam that stuff in to create your air barrier. So you're foolproofing the whole house. This is what's going on now. Because people don't understand. In a lot of cases, they don't understand what they're doing. But that was another thing that I get people to do. They think the framers are carpenters and carpenters are framers. Guys, framers understand loads, especially a construction framer. So once again, let me see. I had the guys. I'm just a builder, not an engineer. Make sure you pick the right person when you're framing and dealing with loads. All right, guys. I think that is it. Once again, guys, like, share, subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. Also, comment.